Hey guys, welcome to the NC Barndo Build channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode, we're going to call it Weathering the Storm. The rain has let up. It stopped about 1 o'clock this afternoon, 2 o'clock. And it is now, I think we're close to 6 o'clock here. So we're going to see what kind of damage we have, if any, how things fared. And yeah, this is a first look. So I have no idea what this is going to look like, but we're going to check it out. First thing we're going to look at is the bridge that we put in last fall and see how it fared. Hopefully it hasn't washed out. Then we'll go back up and we'll check the build, see if we had any leaks, see how the crawl spaces fared, and go from there. So stay tuned. Hopefully this is a good video, not a bad video, but we'll find out. Guys, we're coming up to the bridge here that we put in last fall. If you've been following along on the channel, you may remember that project. This water down here is typically less than ankle deep. It's usually like little toe deep, like half an inch, quarter of an inch deep, but it's always got water running. And, oh, not even that bad. It does look like there was some higher water earlier, but it's receded and ran off pretty good. Our banks held really well. I'm impressed. Little bit of washout there as it runs down the hill, but not bad. The other side looks good. I think having all the weeds growing here really helps. This is not after 9 inches of rain within the past 48 hours. Not too bad. I'm actually impressed. All right, so we're gonna call the bridge a success. That has maintained its structure stability here. It wasn't washed out, so that's good. Very happy about that because that was not a cheap project, and still allows me access to the back side of the property. So I'm happy about that. Let's go up and check the build. Let's check first the roof, make sure we didn't have any leaks there, and then we can go in the crawl space. I think we might have a little bit of a different story there, but we'll see. Before we go inside, let's just take a look at the perimeter outside, see if we have any water laying. You can see where we have water that washes up with the red clay, kind of discolors the stone, real prominent over here. So we need to get that taken care of. And if you remember on the build, the house, we do not have a gutter or downspout system on the house. We do on the garage. Crawl space access is dry, so I'm happy with that after 9 inches of rain. This has pretty good fall over here. I don't know if you can tell from the video, so I'm not really worried about this side. That all looks good. Rough grading up here needs some work. You can I don't know if you guys can tell, but it kind of dips down here just a little bit. Looks like everything here is good. Water has drained away. Again, you can see the discoloration from where the rain's coming off the roof and hitting the house. A little bit of water here. The front yard all looks pretty good. Not any water laying. Actually, up by the Trump sign, there's just a little bit of water laying up there next to the road. This is a low spot. I think when I was doing my grading, I just took a little bit too much out there. So after 9 inches, there's a little bit of water laying here. Little muddy, but not awful. Gonna have to mow again. Come on, Range. Let's go, bud. All right, let's go back up towards the house. Little puddle there. Not bad. Structurally, the roof looks good. I don't see anything tore loose. We did have 50-mile-an-hour winds, so I think we're good there. So you can see we got the gutters and downspouts on the garage, mainly to help this area because this roof was pouring water off into here and then it was going underneath the foundation. We do have a drainage tile, footer drain in here that goes out underneath the camper. I'm guessing that's probably done running water, but let's check it out. Yep, pretty much done running water. It did blow the cap off, so it was probably coming out pretty good there. All right, let's go in the side door. A little bit of sand. Oh, a little bit of leakage here. Looks like our door. And I think this has been, I've seen that before there, when the wind blows just right. And I think you can see that little bit of a pinhole there. I think the door weather stripping was cut just a little bit short. Yep. So we need to take care of that to get rid of this. The other side looked good. No pinhole there. Door here, what do we got? Thought that was water, but that's completely dry, which that's under a roof, so I didn't expect that to be wet. Did the doors? I don't think the doors even got wet. So we're good there. Check our windows out. See if any of our windows leaked. Looks good. I don't see any water laying there. These are the south-facing windows, which I think most of the rain was coming out of this direction. That all looks dry. These windows, good. That window's dry. This door up front looks good. I wonder if any rain. Yeah, it looks pretty good there. Dry. Last couple of windows. That window up there, I don't see any issues with water running there. On a sealed crawl space, I set some damp rid buckets down there for the humidity, but what has me worried is the area in between the house and the garage. We still get a little bit of water there, and the grading is not perfect. And if you remember when we did the waterproofing on the foundation, we put the membrane on, we put the drainage tile in, we put rock down there, drainage rock, we put landscaping fabric, and really tried to allow that water that gets down into the foundation out away from the house. And up to this point, it's worked decently, but I'm a little bit nervous, and I have not looked at this, so you guys are getting a fresh look. I have no idea what we're going to find underneath there, but let's go take a peek. All right, I know this area here needs a little bit of work because the water has been running off here and it runs down to here, and it is low, so it is getting away, but there is, when it really rains a lot and rains heavy, we do get some water in here. So this needs some work. I need to get a drain put in here and get it tiled out. We have a crawl space drain because this corner of the house is the low end as far as the crawl space floor goes. So that's the drain headed out underneath the vapor barrier. So let's take this off here and see. We still have some work to do here. Oh yeah, a little bit of water. You can see it's puddled a little bit right there and there. A little bit of water there. So it's pretty wet underneath this plastic. It probably would have been better if the plastic was folded in to force the water down, but that's not a good start. Let's crawl in here a little further and see. It's actually, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's just a little bit water. I wonder if there's any laying over here. No, don't see any water there. There's a little bit right there. I think this just all blew in from the door. Let's go check the front corner of the house. There's actually, I know it's probably hard for you guys to tell, but I don't see any water laying over there. My concern is down there, next to the garage. That's the wall next to the garage. And we get a lot of water. Before we put the gutter system in, there was a lot of water that would come in underneath the foundation. So let's go check that out. I don't know how 9 inches is gonna be, but I bet. Dry. It looks pretty good. Oh, yep, we have a little water over here. Oh, actually, quite a bit of water. There's some spiders down here. Okay, so right there, I wonder, this is my cutout for where the drain cleanout's gonna be. Actually looks pretty dry in there. So I don't think it's coming in there. I think it's probably coming in from underneath. But that is water. I don't know if you guys can see that. A little bit of water laying. Actually a little bit around this foundation pier. Yep, a little bit of water. Okay, well, we're gonna have to get this out of here because I don't want this to cause mold on the bottom side of our flooring. Let's kind of look over here as well. Yeah, a little bit. Actually, a little bit right here. Kind of running along the wall down to that spot right there. So we got a little bit of work cut out for us. We're going to get a sponge and a bucket and get this stuff removed. Everything else seems to be in pretty good shape down here. No water along the front. Let's check this pier right here. Nope, that is dry. Dry there. Okay, so we got one spot under here, right over there, that we need to fix. So let's crawl back out and get to work. Well, it wasn't the easiest thing to dry the crawl space out, but I probably got rid of about 5 gallons worth of water last night. Worked till about 8 o'clock and just used this bucket and a sponge. Got as much of that water out as I possibly can, and I think the rest of it, we have the crawl space opened up, and I think the rest of it will dry out. I'm going to give our build like a B+ grade. I was hoping there wouldn't be any water underneath there, but I had a sneaky suspicion based on our experience before we had the gutters put on the garage and the way the grading is in the front of the house that we would probably have a little bit of water in there. And with 9 inches of rain in 48 hours, that is a ton. And without any downspouts and gutters on the house, all that water is running back to the foundation. So we're moving on. The storm has passed. As you can see behind me, it's another nice sunny day. Things are drying out. So it's time for us to get to work. So I'm going to cut this video short, We've survived the storm, we've weathered the storm, and we're going to move on, continue building. We'll see you guys on the next video.